This room in particular has just baffled me. It has taken me 8 years to finally learn these 10 tips. So if you're ready to join me on this trip that most likely will have a little sweat, hopefully no tears, then let's go do this little makeover on a budget together. Come here, if you're following the research, then you know just as well as I do that decluttering is the first thing we need to do because clutter affects the way our brains focus and how productive we are. And if we want this room to flow and this to be an easy process, then decluttering is the first thing we need to do. I grabbed my trash bag. I am doing one box at a time. That helps me with my ADHD to focus on one small task at a time, getting it done before I move on, but that's totally up to you whether you want to take everything out and do it by category, totally fine. But decluttering is so important in a room before you even make plans because you may be taking things out of there that you never thought you were going to declutter, and there they go, right out the door. So you want to start with the most blank canvas you possibly can before you're bringing anything else in and thinking about how you need this room to function. I found everything from trash to old cards to bags I didn't need and even Christmas decorations that were stuffed in the wrong place. So the things that I am decluttering are being picked up and taken right out of this room so that now we can focus on the next task at hand.
While you definitely could say this is not perfectly organized or decluttered, it definitely is better.
Now that the room is empty, it is the perfect time to start sketching up what you'd really like in the room. So for me, I am a pencil paper kind of person, and that's how I'm gonna be drawing a picture of this room and figuring out what I want. That being said, if you are needing to bring in a lot of organizational systems like redoing your closet, you want to make sure that you're doing your measurements, making sure if you're buying anything that it's gonna fit before you actually go and buy it. That is a tip for all of my friends like myself who just forget to measure.
So I know that I'm already gonna have a bed in here, I'm gonna have my desk in here, and of course I'm gonna need to have a chair. But besides that, I'm not really gonna add any more furniture. Here's the door. We have a window in the center on the opposite side. And then I have basically just two walls with another closet right here. So I think what I wanna do differently is that my bed is over here on this side right now, and my desk and chair over here. I would like to flip those. So the desk now is gonna go under the sound panels that are already right here. So I'm gonna write desk, forgive my awful handwriting, and I'm actually gonna put the bed right under the window because this is where my dog likes to spend a lot of time. Over here, I'd like to do some artwork, be a plant. Because this room is so echoey, I'd like to add some kind of rug so that the sound isn't quite as bad in this room. So there, I'm telling you, super simple.
What I did find out is that my mood is drastically impacted by the colors in a room. And if I want a space like this one to feel calm and peaceful and warm and productive and relaxing, then I need to pick colors that are gonna make me wanna be in here. And so therefore, I've picked colors that I know already make me feel calm. I'm gonna bring in earth tones, greens, browns, creams, grays, things that center you. Going to your local home store and looking at the different colors that they put together will give you a good assessment if the color choices that you're making make sense together. Definitely one of my favorites is DIY artwork. I love putting together some pictures that I've taken myself or my husband have. Just like picking the color choices, picking pictures can evoke different feelings. I've had the same conversation with my mom, and she told me that pictures in her room of people often will wake her back up. She starts thinking about the people, she starts thinking about different situations with the people. And so that's one good thing to keep in mind, looking at the subject of the picture or the photo and seeing if it is going to produce the feeling that you want in that space. Now, where I'm not using floating shelves in this room yet, I did want to mention it because it's one of my favorite things that I've added into different places around my house. One great thing a floating shelf can do is it eliminates the need for more bulky furniture. A shelf, in my opinion, can be much easier to clean and take care of. And if you are choosing shelves to add some storage into your space, Just be cognizant of where you're putting them. Is it going to be a place that you can easily access? Make sure you know exactly what you're going to be putting on the shelves so that you're not adding more than you need and you're able to be a little more budget friendly and not having to buy and pay for more than you actually are going to use. Furniture layout is definitely one of the most important things to think of as you are rearranging your room, and something really important to keep in mind if it is not working. Biggest problem is usually the furniture, whether it's the size, you have too many pieces. It is amazing how taking one piece out of a room can even make such a huge difference. Something I do pay close attention to is lighting, and in here I have this dark black light fixture that has 3 different bulbs, and I chose that because this is a small room, but at night, because it only has 1 window, this room can get pretty dark. And so having 3 light bulbs means that it can really brighten up this space, but also I could easily take away a light bulb if it is too much. I found that for me, it's easier to just unscrew a light bulb than it is to have a bunch of little lamps all around the room. The picture rail that you see, I added a couple years ago, and I went back and forth whether to paint it or not. I'm really glad that I ended up keeping it this natural wood color, because in this kind of cold, small room, I do feel like it adds a lot of warmth and visual, I don't know, peace. It's almost like it centers the room in here. Anytime that you can add in those natural colors, those natural materials, and get away from the plastics, those natural materials are gonna make the room feel much more centered and peaceful. So while personally, I did not wanna add in a ton of pillows or blankets into this space, I did wanna add in a little bit of visual texture onto this bed. And that came with mainly this green pillow here. It goes with my color scheme of bringing in natural colors into this space, but it's not overwhelming and powerful. And the curtains that I have in here, they are light, they're airy, and the pattern is not overwhelming. For my brain, it starts bouncing all around the room, looking at all the different things going on. And so therefore it's getting away from the big idea of this space, which is to make this area feel calm and comfortable and a place that can be productive. If you are enjoying this channel, I would love if you would come join us here on Minimal Ease. And of course, if you are decluttering and organizing with us, then throw a heart emoji down below. And the next one is my plants. I love plants. I am a plant mama, but I do keep a few things in mind. In this office, I know already that I am not gonna wanna spend a lot of time watering, taking care of plants. So therefore, I need to pick some that don't need a lot of TLC, but will give a big impact to this space. And so therefore, the first thing that I brought in, I absolutely love, I got these containers for my birthday, and they're little clear containers that I put 2 Pathos cuttings in. And I'm also gonna add in one more powerful, impactful plant that I recently just got. And I love the color that she has, this like purple hue-ish kind of color. Being smart about your choices and only taking on a little bit at a time so you're not overwhelmed by the amount of plants you end up having is gonna make the space continue to be that peaceful environment that you want. I've got my sweat on through all this moving, so I guess that's a good thing. But the next and last thing is to create some smart storage solutions. Unfortunately, this is going to look different for every room and every person and their needs. But there are a few things that have helped me that I like to keep in mind as I'm picking storage solutions, and that is I want to look at the entire room and not pile to pile. If you don't know, I have ADHD, and so I create piles and they make sense to me, but they mean nothing to anybody else. And in realizing that, and also realizing that it creates a lot of chaos and clutter in my home. And so when it came to storage in this room in particular, I just have one basket that I keep all of my things for my office, all the technology, the paperwork, the notebooks, everything that I need, and I put them back in that basket at the end of the day. Therefore, I can grab the basket, I can work downstairs or upstairs, anywhere I want, but all the things that I need are in one space. If you have created a storage solution that is working, it is going to show you that time and time again, it's easy for you to identify when you need to declutter it, just like the basket is see-through. It's easy for me to access all the time. So I notice very quickly when I've thrown a bunch of things in there that don't belong. If you're hiding things away from yourself a lot and you found that the storage is always exploding, then you might need to rethink the things that you've gotten, or maybe some labels on your baskets will help remind you what should go there. And so you can quickly identify what is taking over the space that shouldn't be there. And last but not least, I wanted this room to be a place that felt luxurious and calm and a place I wanted to work. So I wanted to thank today's sponsor, which is Mountrax, for allowing me to try something that's been on my list forever, and that is to get a foot massager. I first heard about how amazing they could be from an extreme minimalist, believe it or not, whose name was Fumisaki, and I love his book, Goodbye Things. He had gotten rid of his foot massager, and it was one of the only things he ever brought back into his home. And so it's been on my list for a long time now. And when I finally got it, I completely understood where it was coming from. At the end of a busy day, most of us feel like we just want a little bit of relaxation. And bringing in a little bit of luxury in a minimalist home makes it stand out so much more. It comes with a handful of different choices like kneading and pressure, even heat. It comes with a timer. It also comes with a fun metallic pen so you can add some personality and make it yours. It has immediately become a very fan favorite in my family. Even my grandma asked if she could have one as well. It has easily added that little bit of luxury that we enjoy in our minimalist home. I've really been enjoying this Mountrax brand, and if you are interested in learning a little bit more, the link is going to be in the description down below, and I would love to know what your little bit of luxury item is that you are adding to your home this year. If you've enjoyed learning with me today and walking through this adventure, then please watch one of these videos here, and I wish you guys all the very best.